Shocking new life expectancy numbers. This really shouldn't be of shock to anybody. But again, if you're doing your financial planning model based on the likelihood you live until you're 90, I'd challenge you on that, man. I'd challenge you on that. Again, it's contingent on your current life today, but how old you are today. But my man Al sent me this, and it's just freaking bad, man. It ticks me off so much. Where's Rick Edelman? Remember, we're all going to live to 120? It's such a freaking... Anyway, so I just want to share this with you. So this from 2020. And you're able to kind of go around in here, and you can, there's lots of stuff to see. It's fun. I love it. Very, very exciting, very exciting. So we go to the United States. We'll see right here. The United States was right... Where was the United States? Right there. The life expectancy in the United States was 77 at the end of 2020, and this is Dateline, August 23rd, 2022. 77. All right, so we can come down here, where was it? Right there, 77. If you're a man, it was 74 years old. If your woman is 80 years old. Now remember, that's at birth. So you always got to remember that. Life expectancy at birth. All right. Now, if you're watching this, you weren't just born. All right. So we got to look at other numbers. So let me just show you what I've kind of done here. It's kind of fun. If you kind of go through the tables and read this stuff, and you just click on these various tables, you're going to come up with something. You're going to come up with the provisional vital statistics rapid release. Again, still Dateline August 2022, but this is for part of 2021 as well. And I want to show you something here. Remember we said the life expectancy was 77? Now it's 76. Again, the life expectancy at birth is 76 years old. For men, it's 72. For women, it's now 79.1. Both are down. So if you scroll down here, we'll see the step ladder going the opposite direction. So Hispanic people in 2019, they had an 81.9 year life expectancy at birth. Now it's down to 77.7. For Asians, they had 85.6. Now it's down to 83.5. For us whites, it was 78.8. Now it's down to 76.4. But look at blacks. 74.8 down to 70.8. And look at American Indians. 71.8 down to 65.2 as of the halfway through 2022. It's not good. It's only going to get worse when you calculate the rest of the 2021 by end of 2021. Excuse me. When you calculate the rest of 2021 numbers. And so I want to show you something. Here's the only thing that matters is life expectancy by your age. All right, so your old buddy Josh is 52. We'll say I'm 50. My life expectancy is 30 years. As a male, my life expectancy is 28 years. As an old white guy, non-Hispanic white right there. I got to figure out where I'm at. So right there, I'm 28 years, my life expectancy. So that means I'll live till I'm 80. And we're going to go into this a little bit more here, but just keep that in mind. My wife, because she's right here at 48, her life expectancy would be 36.3. Another reason I'm taking Social Security later, hopefully. But anyway, check this out. If you're 65, your life expectancy is 18.3. If you're old Whitey McGee here is 65. I think I'm getting this right. Your life, and if you're black, your life expectancy is 15. If you're white, it's 17. Right? I hate to say it, but 65 plus 17, that's not living until you're 90. If you're 40 years old, your life expectancy is 78.6. Now, if you're 80, your life expectancy is 8.6. If you're 85, it's 6.1. Notice that very few people actually attain the age of 90, in their life expectancies. It's crazy. So let's keep going. I want to show you something else. All right, so here's, this is as of the end of 2020, not 2021. I just clicked. There's a bunch of ways you can click. If you just start clicking things, next thing you know, you come up and you're like, ooh, that's pretty cool. There's so much information. The FTP server on CDC website, it's I think it's file transfer protocol.cdc.gov, and you start clicking around, you're like, oh man, it's like freaking heaven. If you like data, and I do. I love data. Give me that data. All right, so anyway, you see right here, if you're newborn, there's 100,000 newborns, all right? 100,000 newborns. 539 are going to die before the next year. So you get X, this is X. How many of those 100,000 will die before X plus 1, which is right here? 539 will die. That's a significant, dramatic drop from what it used to be, which is why the life expectancy tables at birth were so low before, because of newborns dying and infant mortality. And women, too. The moms of the newborns were dying as well, because we didn't have sanitation and hygiene back then. Ignox Semmelweis, we salute you, sir. All right, but of that 540 people dying, or something like that, there's going to be 99,530 live. Hope that makes sense. All right. And our life expectancy at the age of 0 was 77. Again, now it's lower than that. All right, so of these remaining people, they will live for 7,699, whatever that is, person years. So we times that by the life expectancy, I guess. Actually, let me see what that is. I just looked it up. Now off the top of my head, I can't remember. But I think it's times the number of people by the life expectancy. Is that what it is? Yeah, so they're 100%. So we times this by the life expectancy, and you get 7.699 million years left to be lived among these people. Hope that makes sense. All right, but now let's fast forward till we're 10. All right, so now 10, we have a life expectancy of 68.5. All right, so we'll live until we're 78.5, whereas before we're only going to live until we're 77. Why is that? Well, because we survived these first 10 years. It's literally the biggest survivorship bias there is. If you survive this long, inherently you did not die here. Thus, your life expectancy was based on the fact that you survived these years. So our life expectancy for our total life we'll die when we're 78.5. When we're first born, it was going to be when we're 77, where our average person would die, if that makes sense. Again, it's because we survived these first years, especially this one, which is the most violent, the newborns. So we fast forward, look, 539 people, how many will die? So how many died between this year and year X, the year of X plus 1? It takes way till right here, till you're 53 and 54 years old, before you reach the mortality rates as the newborns. Isn't that crazy? But by this time, number surviving. You can see number surviving right there. We only got 91,000 people survived. So here we got 5,500 died. All right, so we take 551 divided by 91,265. That's a 0.006% mortality rate. So 0.6 of 1%. Very, very low. And this is my whole thing with the last 3 years. We gotta shut down everything. The IFR. The infection fatality rate was 5 and 10%. It was just, there's nothing of the sort, man. It was crazy. You're like, it was nuts. It was nuts. Anyway, and down here, the mortality rate was less than that. 539 out of 100,000 people died. Here, we're 53 to 54. 551 out of 91,000 people died. Literally, but for every 100,000 people, less than 99,000 died between 0 and 51 years old. Crazy, man. So my life expectancy right here, well, not mine, but this life expectancy is to live another 27 years. So that would be till they're 80. All right. So again, we're looking around 80 consistently. Not 90, 80. Now, some people will live till 90. I grant you that. The vast majority won't. As you can see, look, by the time we hit 90 years old, for every 100,000 people, only 20,000 are living. I mean, that's 80% of the population is dead by the time they hit 90. So now we go to 65 years old. We got a 1.3, 65 to 66, we got a 1.4% probability that you're going to die in the next year. 0.0139, that's 1.4%. So we start the year at 64 at 82,000 people have survived. That's our starting base. 1,149 will die. There's 81,000 left. Your life expectancy at that point is 19.2 years, which now it looks like you're going to live until you're 80-something, but not 90, because if you survived until you're 65, the survivorship bias is we've wiped out all those other people. The strong will survive, essentially. And I hate to say the strong as if the other people are weak, but that's kind of what's happening here. If you're able to survive until you're 65, you're going to be able to survive more likely until you're 85 than someone who's 30. It's just that simple, because someone who's 30 has got to live till they're 31, 32, 33. Someone who's 65 doesn't have to live all those years. They just need to live another 18 to 19 years. So now we go to 70. Now we got a 2% death rate. Now we're left with only 75,000 people, of which 1,495 will die. Now we're at 70. Our life expectancy is 84.9. Again, it'll start to go down here just a little bit. Now we're at 80, 5.4% mortality rate. 53,000 people are left. Isn't that interesting? 53,000 people are left. 2,800 of those 53,000 people are going to die. That's where you're getting that 5.4. Ooh. Now we've finally broken beyond less than half. So at 82, half of those people, you would think that'd be the life expectancy, but it's not, again, because life expectancy is at life expectancy of 77 is at infant. This is the life, so right here. So this right here has nothing to do with an infant. But anyway, so right now, if you're 82, your life expectancy is 7.5, so 89.5. Very, very rarely do you get a 90-year-old life expectancy, is what I'm trying to say. Very rarely. And so now it's just going to progressively get pretty significant. So now if you're 83, it's a 6.5% chance you'll die. 84, 7.3, 85, 8.2. If you're 85 years old, a little bit less, about 8.5% of you guys are going to die who are 85 years old today. And your life expectancy is 6.6. Again, if you're in your 80s, yeah, you might want to plan until you're 90. I don't have any problem with that. If you're in your 50s, you don't want to plan until you're 90. Anyway, so now we're 90 years old. 16% of the population at 90 will die. Now we're at 91, 17%. You can see the life expectancy in those years are just 3 or 4 years. Very, very few people live until they're 100. And you can see right there, 30. If you're 99, a third of the people 99 are going to die. A third of the people 98 are going to die. You see what I'm saying? Less than 30% of the people 97 are going to die. Anyway, the point being, so what do you think is happening with life expectancies? You think our technology and our prognosis and science is actually increasing our life expectancies? The numbers are absolutely against you dudes. They're not there to show that. They're just not. Literally, I just showed it to you. It's just not there. And wait till the end of 2021 and then 22 comes out. When 2022, you got a lot more younger people dying suddenly. It's just not there. The guy who founded Alfred Russel Wallace, the guy who actually founded evolution, and I don't think evolution is real. I think it's bullcrap, but be that as it may. It wasn't Darwin. Darwin was a plagiarist, just like Einstein. Alfred Russel Wallace founded evolution. He was anti this on smallpox because he says the reason smallpox has basically been eradicated is because hygiene. We've been hygiening and cleanliness, focusing on that. Again, Enoch Semmelweis. Also, Alfred Russel Wallace, not a right-wing bastion by any sort. He's also the guy who supposedly disproved flat Earth with a Bedford level experiment. I challenge that to some regard, but be it as it may, that's pretty interesting. So Alfred Russel Wallace was the guy who founded evolution, got snaked by Darwin, did not like smallpox jabs, and did not like the flat Earth thing, and he actually risked money to prove it. It's pretty interesting. The story behind the Bedford level experiment is very interesting, actually. You should look it up. I think you'll get a lot out of that, actually, with Alfred Russel Wallace. And if you want to read Tom Wolfe's book on the kingdom of speech, you'll read how Chomsky's a fool, Darwin didn't know what the hell he's talking about. And anyway, it's very interesting. I think you'll like that stuff. Point being is the life expectancy, as everyone thinks, we're going to live to 100. Well, you just got more people live to 100 because there's more of a population. There's just more baby boomers. But as percentage-wise, I don't think so at all. And I just wait, man. Wait until the life expectancy numbers for 2023 come out with all the died suddenly. It's not going to be good, man. But science, I don't think so. I think science has lived its best days. I think it's time to shove up science and bury it, because the science, as we've attested to since Eisenhower days, has definitely jumped the shark. All right. Love your thoughts. We'll see you.